Hi guys. Well, today the channel of structuring is really being really very helpful tool for me for what I want to share with you. I'm waiting for this opportunity. I waited for the correct timing and the correct words and the correct transits maybe to help me or to push me into sharing something that is really deep that is happening to me. And of course, when we are talking about the quarter of civilization and the fulfillment of the form, then there's no other timing that is better than this one to share what I want to share. So let's start looking at the transits and see where we are going this week. So we are going to experience the cross of explanation. We are going to experience the channel of structuring a design of individuality, and we are talking about the channel which is the genius to freak. And when this channel is as a global conditioning pattern, yes, in the Sun Earth, we can't really separate between the two gates. There is the gate of assimilation and the gate of breakthrough. But actually we feel the whole channel, and also people that are born in this with this channel in their nodes or in their Sun Earth, then we can't really separate it. It comes together. This is one of the three pairs of oppositions that are also that also form a channel. So we have this very strong individual acoustic mutative ajna connected to the throat. This is a very innovative thinking. Mutative acoustic brings breakthroughs, yes. And of course, it is part of the cross of explanation, because these people really need to learn how to explain themselves, because this is a very individual thinking which needs to be translated into words that the collective understands. Now, we have a very interesting configuration now, because we have also the gate of opinions, the 17th gate, that Venus sits there, and we also have the 11th gate, the gate of ideas, that Saturn sits there. So the explanation that we are going to experience will be full of this innovative restructuring way of thinking, very effective and unique way of thinking, with and expressing, yes, the I know. This is the voice of the I know, with these two collective aspects, which are very interesting, the way it will work together. And of course, Mars in gate 35, which is about the I've been there, I've done that. This is the collective experiential way voice. So a lot of talking this week. The channels that connect the throat and the ajna, Ra used to call them verbal gunslingers, and especially this one. When it's unconscious, it's unbelievably slingering. But yes, we have it. We get it as a present from the transits, in order to have a different voice, have a very mutative and innovative voice that can really bring some breakthrough and some new knowings. And of course, this is also a deafness channel, one of the three deafness channels, which are, the individual doesn't want to listen to things that might affect them, so they don't. So this is also about being deaf mentally. I don't want to hear anything. So we are going to experience this very strong, unique way of thinking. And of course, this is the genius to freak. This channel, when you explain yourself, you are perceived as a genius. But when you fail in explaining yourself to the collective and translating these weird thoughts into something that the collective can understand, then you are called a freak. So we are going to experience this, and I like it. It's a juicy experience. Another very, very juicy experience is our new nodal environment for the two and a half next month, even less than 2.5, about 2 months, 2 months and 10 days. We are going to experience fire over fire and water over water. These are the two very, very juicy hexagrams. Both of these gates belong to the collective sensing circuit, which means they are about the human experiential way and about experiencing both of them. The water over all water, the abysmal, the gate of saying yes is part of the quarter of duality, and the 30th gate, fire over fire, the gate of the clinging fire, is part of the quarter of initiation. But they have to do a lot with relationships. We know that the 30th gate is part of the human experiential way and the stream of desire, and the water over water is part of the channel of discovery, which is both its gates are from the quarter of duality, and it's all about tantric relationships. It's about jumping into an experience without knowing where this experience takes us. It's about being like the water, that the water, on the one hand, they take the form of the limitation that they are in, but on the other hand, they have a lot of power and they actually sculpture all the rocks on their way. So this is a very, very, very strong nodal environment. It's about experiencing, it's about jumping into the abyss and touching a really, really clinging fire and strong fire. And wow, this is juicy. So this is the next 2 months for us. And it's not, these gates are very sexual, but they're not sexual in the way that the 59 is. 59 is about the genetic bonding strategies. Yeah, but this is not about this. This is about experiencing life. So yes, we are going to experience life. And this explanation, we also have, I just want to touch what we have here. So we had these two gates in the ajna, in addition of the channel of structuring, but we also have Mercury in the same gate and line as Uranus. This is the gate of evolution, the gate of ending, the gate of growth. In the 6th line, nurturing, and this is this also will affect the themes that we are going to explain, at least until Mercury moves from this gate and line. So very, very juicy week. And what I wanted to share with you, in addition or because of these transits that gave me this new voice to and help me to explain my experience. I mean, it's unbelievable. While I'm talking to you now, I just get how it all fits into place, because I'm really going through an awakening experience in the last few months about strategy. We are talking about the form and the thing that really is the most, let's say, the thing that describes best or belongs to this quarter of the wheel is strategy, because strategy comes from our form, and the human design is about honoring our form. It's about giving the form the front, putting the form in the front, and the things that meets life is our strategy, is the aura, and the strategy is the tool that we use to meet life in a flow, like the water, yes, and not burn ourselves whenever we meet life in a wrong way. So I want to share with you my innovative thinking or my restructuring about how I see strategy, because you know that this word is and still is coming from my mouth so much. So I really I really feel a very strong urge to share with you my experience that changed the whole way I see strategy. And what I want to emphasize before I share the changes is that I don't think that I could ever understand or feel what I feel now if I wouldn't be locked very strictly and very radically in the strategy as I was told to do, as I was informed by Ra or taught by Marianne Winiger. Sorry, and of course, me and my projector friends that we are very, very deep in the experiment, we kept each other in this very, very strict limitation of strategy. And of course, everybody that I work with knows how strict I am about it. And this is what gave me the great present of waking up into something else, but it had to be after the radical way I lived my strategy could erase what was before, because we are not children that were born into this strategy with parents that guide us into our type and, you know, all that there are some lucky children that are born like that now. I got human design in my chiron, near my chiron, and most of my life were already lived as a not self-projector. And you know that I usually say that a not self-projector is the worst of all types. And the projector is a non-energy type and that doesn't know that it's a non-energy type and doesn't understand why doesn't they fit in? Why don't they fit in? Why can't they be like everybody else? Be like a generator, be like a manifestor. It doesn't work. And that's why I had to die in order to reborn. The old way of behavior had to die. And it's not had to weakened. It's not about that it had to change. No, it had to be erased, dead. And when it's dead, I could open my eyes and actually, you know, it's like I'm reborn into restructuring my way of understanding what strategy is. And it's not only my strategy, because I'm dealing with people, and these people that gave me the inspiration to look again and examine what strategy is all about. They also live radically their design. So it was a synergy of understanding of a few types that are very, you know, people that are very dear to me, and I watched them and they watched me, and we watched our connectivity, and we learned by the experience itself, exactly as the channel of discovery. We had to be in the experience in order to then understand, look back and see, okay, that's what needs to be changed, or that's what I learned, or whatever. So what I've noticed is that because I could totally surrender into my form, into being inside myself, and not initiating, not coming out, not initiating communication, nothing, then all the old habits were really dead. And I found myself, let's say in the last 2 years, I really feel that life is a real flow and everything is good. And I mean, good in the way that I meet life very, very easy. I don't have any confrontations in life, energetic confrontations. And then what happened was that in two of my very intimate and close relationship with people, one is with a generator and the other one is with a manifestor, I felt the resistance, or it wasn't really resistance, it was like something didn't go very well there. There wasn't a flow. And both these people, they don't even know each other. It's two different relationships. Both of them told me that they can't be in this relationship if there's no two-way street communication. They need the generator said that he needs to respond. And if I don't ever communicate or initiate communicating, then there's nothing to respond to. And the other one, which is a manifestor, she said that she can't be in a situation that she loves me and she knows I love her and we have a very deep relationship, but she can't be the one that always initiates the connection. And for me, this was a real shock, that I learned through shocks. And I started, of course, whenever I'm going through something, I can see it everywhere, and I could see it everywhere. I mean, in all relationships around me. And suddenly I got it. I got it that after I surrendered to my form and I understand my role as a projector, and I don't need to know it because I live it and this is part of me, and I don't think about my type or my strategy when I live my life. It's not there. I'm talking about it now, but it's not something that I think about usually. Then if I live myself, and if this generator lives their type, and this manifestor lives her type, then what happens is that there is a flowing communication and a flowing relationship that is not about the type, because the type is there anyway. I mean, the impact of the manifestor and my penetrating aura and projector seeing and the energy of the generator and the response of the generator, the availability, yes or no, of the generator is always there. We don't need to think about it. We need to live it. And for me, I just now find it very difficult to use this word initiation because it's not relevant to anything but my own channel of initiation. This is the design I have. I'm invited to initiate, and I was like, I chained myself, and I didn't do it, and it's not my nature. So it's not about initiating action, and it's not about initiating from the mind, but all my relationships, and it doesn't matter if they're intimate or they are with a man or with a woman, or they are about teaching and learning, or they are about social life, it doesn't matter. Everybody who really recognizes me, energetically, they invite me to initiate. Otherwise, it's not a correct invitation. And on the other hand, when I recognize the invitation, and the invitation can be energetic and it can be verbal, it depends. But when I recognize the invitation, and it could be that my form, my energy recognizes the invitation, then there is something that is going on. I'm in a relationship, and this relationship is has to be a two-way street, and it's not about talking and jumping and saying things all the time. It's not about this, but it's about a two-way street. When I approach a generator friend, they have the opportunity to respond. And yesterday I had this amazing moment that I approached one of my generator friends, and he said, he wasn't available in that moment. And it was such a good experience. It was a good feeling, because all I want is authenticity between people. And And it doesn't mean that I'm rejected. And it doesn't mean that the relationship is not working. It just means that in that moment, this person wasn't available for what I wanted to happen. And it was so natural to feel it. It wasn't anything connected with the invitation of the relationship itself. And the same thing I have with this manifestor, because we talk about it. She's a 1-3, so we need to investigate. She's amazing. She again and again, she said, it's so good when you start the conversation, when you write me an email, or when you write me something, on WhatsApp, or I send her a photo or anything. They love it. They love it. It's okay that it's not always done by the other side, and it doesn't have to be done by me all the time. This is a two-way street, and as long as the honor is there in every step of the way, and I don't think that it matters which type we are. I mean, I always, first of all, write and ask, and I know that people are doing this with me because they know this is my rule. I'm emotional. Most of my friends are not emotional. They can answer in the moment. My friends know that it's okay if I don't, and they say to me that it's okay if I don't answer in the moment. They say that it's okay if I don't, if I even don't answer at all when I don't feel like it. Yes, and they always write before they call, and I write them before I call, and I feel okay if nobody's answering me in the moment. Now, this is so subtle and so delicate, and we need to learn the rules, the energetic rules of every connection we have, because it's not the same. I mean, I have a few generators, and with everyone it's a different relationship, and I have a few manifestors in my life, and of course I have a lot of projectors, and each relationship is different. But as long as I come from the place of being sensitive to what's going on between us in the moment, and not putting mind the explanations about what I think is happening, because I also went through this, and it was bad. I mean, it was bad experience to have my commentary, my ideas about why this person answered this way or another. The thing is just to talk about it, to open it, to ask. And with generators, it's very easy. I ask yes, no question. I get full, authentic response. And it doesn't matter for yes or no, I just get the response. And with other friends, I mean, it's about talking about the things, putting them on the table very simply. It's not a huge deal, but it's something that completely changed the way I see it. I don't think I need to go with this with this sign here, I'm a projector, I need to be invited, because life invites me all the time. Just I need to feel really and wait for my authority to know if this invitation is correct or not. And these generators respond, and these manifestors set things in motion when their authority gets up and do it. And there are no rules that are for everyone. We know the mechanics of the aura, but the mechanics of the aura also contains the specialities of each one's design. So if it's a manifestor with 3 right arrows, so we know that it's a very, very receptive manifestor. And if it's a very yang projector like me, so what can we do? I will always be the youngest, the youngier in the relationship. So this is what it is, and it doesn't matter if it's a man or a woman. We are not putting this in human design. It's completely different. So this is what I wanted to give you as an inspiration for this amazing week of innovative thinking and mutative thinking, with new ideas and mutative opinions that bring progress, and end a cycle. And it's ending a cycle of looking at things. It's about sharing and nurturing our experiment, and it's about the form. So this is our piece of inspiration for this week. Thank you for listening. Love you. Bye-bye.